Obviously, I told my team we didn't get it going offensively at all. Defense was on the field a long time. Give credit to our opponent, had a great plan. They kept the ball, and it became very difficult to get first downs. And that, through it with time, certainly, it spoke to victory for them. I told my team that it should hurt. Quality people who fight like hell and finish second. It's not. It's supposed to be painful. And the good news is that there'll be more resolve. We've had a nice run here. We've won a lot of games. We've got to the back end of the seasons and won bowl games and won championships. And you cannot enjoy it any more than we have. And in the same vein, it was as painful as anything we've been through. So these two guys were kind enough to come out there. They're heartsick. They played extremely hard from start to finish. Never once winced, and they represent a very, very sad locker room right now. So. Locker room that has a very, very capable, very talented, a team that's won a lot. So.
At this time, we'll take questions for LSU. Please raise your hand. Let's start here on the second row. Let us get a mic to you, please.
Coach Miles, did you ever consider bringing in Jared Lee, considering that you weren't taking any chances down the field? Now, I know Alabama's defense is dominant, but come on, that's ridiculous. 5 first downs. I mean, so it's almost the approach, I'm going to tell you from the fans' standpoint, that how can you not maybe push the ball down the field and bring in a Jared Lee? So what if you get a pick six? It seems like the game plan that you are not pushing the ball down the field, considering the assets like a Reuben Randall or Odell Beckham Jr. Now, I know the pass rusher of Alabama, but there's no reason why in 5 first downs. I mean, they're a great defense. LSU's a great defense, but that's ridiculous.
Do you have a question?
No, that's the question.
Okay.
Do you think you should have pushed the football more downfield?
I think if you watch our calls that we did throw the football down the field, we didn't necessarily get the football down the field. And I can tell you that the pass rush, we did consider Jarrett Lee, but we felt like with the pass rush that we were getting, that we needed a guy that could move his feet and not sustain that pass rush.
Let's move to the left side, the third row. Go ahead.
Les, what made it so difficult to get first downs and move the ball?
To start the game out, we had a difficult time communicating. There was a number of missteps by our offensive line. A number of miscommunications, and we really did not handle the noise at the start. Now we practiced against it extremely, really for weeks, and so we felt like we were prepared, but obviously we were not.
We'll stay on the left side, move back a couple rows.
Coach, I guess the consolation of this game is that as good as this team was, you beat them earlier this season. Can you talk about whether this rivalry is in your mind starting to resemble some of the other great conference rivalries of history, Michigan, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Nebraska?
Well, I can tell you that we will look forward to taking the field against that team yet again, and that we understand that they won the last round. We got that one figured out, so we'll respond.
Fourth row on the aisle. Go ahead.
Coach, when you're so close to the precipice of greatness and you fall short in a game like this, how bitter of a pill is this to swallow?
I told my team I did not see it coming, and that's my fault. I wish I could have done something to help them, but for my players that worked their tails off, that they started in their career, to put themselves in position to win a game like that. To them, I owe a lot. We have to be better.
Moving up to the second row.
Eric, can you talk about, and Eric and Tyrann, can you talk about the play of A.J. McCarron tonight? What did he do differently to be more effective in this game?
He made smart decisions. He didn't take any chances that was going to turn the ball over. He did the things he had to do to get points on the board, and as a defense, we just didn't do quite enough to stop that.
Tyrann?
Yeah, I think AJ did a good job of managing the game and getting out of the pocket. We was pressuring him, so he definitely extended a couple of plays, and we wish we could have those plays back, but I think we did a good job on defense. But they played a good game today.
Let's move to the far left. I think we have 2 or 3. Go ahead on the third row.
Hey, Coach Miles. The offensive adjustments from November 5th until tonight, it seemed like there was some plays that were run with the option, but not more of a pass and run game. What was the offensive philosophy coming into tonight's game?
Well, we left a lot of calls that that were, in my opinion, a very quality game plan uncalled because we just could not sustain the run, and we couldn't run for first downs, and suddenly you're completely behind, in the chains, and frankly, and when you line up and throw balls against that defense when it's an obvious passing situation, they come to the line of scrimmage, they come to the passer. So, and then with the score, really, when it got to 9 points, and then 15 was a very significant score in that game, and really kind of took us out of how we really moved the football. So I don't know that the adjustments we made since November 5th were the right ones.
Okay, let's switch sides, and then we'll come back over to the left, right here on the third row.
Coach, I assume you've already addressed why you didn't put in Jarrett Lee, but would it have mattered who you put in at quarterback, the way Alabama's defense was playing tonight and the plan that they had?
Well, I thought they played very well, and I really felt like it was, as much as I would like to put Jarrett Lee in, and because this program owes him a lot, he really did a great job for us in the beginning of this year and really throughout his career. I felt like it would be unfair to him, with the pass rush that he would sustain, to put him in late in that game, and considering that Jefferson, in my opinion, could throw in a like fashion, but could avoid the pass rush. So that was my call.
Let's move to the left side for those two. Go ahead, third row. Okay, move up to the second row.
Coach, is there anything that you can put a handle on that you saw that Alabama did differently than when you played on November 5th in terms of defense? Was there anything specific?
Yeah, there were some few adjustments that they made, and I thought were timely, but not so significantly that it should not have stopped our offense. Is what I'm saying. I thought that they played very, very well and made plays within the scheme of their defense. I don't know that the defensive calls were any different.
Back to the right, fourth row on the center aisle.
Coach, you didn't want to address this before about whether or not you might deserve an AP title. You won the division. You won the conference. Do you think there's a case that your team could make as 13-1 for AP votes, or would you consider Alabama the unanimous national champion now?
Well, the only thing I can tell you is we think we had a great year, that this football team had as quality a run as there is in this country. Played 8 nationally ranked teams, played in 6 stadiums before the SEC championship game, which we won as well. I think his team accomplished a lot. I think that's for the voters to figure.
Second row in the middle of the row.
Tyrann, this year the punt coverage has been so great for you. What went wrong on the one punt return early in the game?
We lost leverage, and it'll be one of those things that I'll look at again.
Back to the left side, fourth row on the aisle. Go ahead.
Tyrann and Eric, all year defensively, you guys have had a knack for making plays that could change a game. Are you almost a little bit stunned that nothing like that was able to happen today?
I mean, you could give credit to that to Alabama. They knew that coming into this game, they didn't want to make any decisions that would allow us to make big plays, and they did a good job of keeping the ball and not making any turnovers. So I guess you can say we didn't execute good enough to get the ball on the ground, and we'll try better next year.
Yeah, I think Alabama did a good job of, not really taking chances down the field. It definitely didn't, give our playmakers on defense, a chance at the ball. And when he did put the ball in the air, it was a good ball. It was tight coverage, and he threw a good ball, or it was a great catch. So, credit to those guys for, watching film, and being prepared for us.